You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments below. Be sure to smash that like button. The way they organized the scrimmage, it was 5 drives, basically like a touchback. The ball started at the 30, at your own 30, and then you put together a drive, like, just as you would a drive. Jayden Daniels did start. He was the first quarterback with the ones. Then Garrett Nussmeier went with the twos. And then so they alternated ones versus ones, twos versus twos, ones versus ones. You get it. It went Daniels with the ones. Nussmeier went with the twos. Daniels went with the ones. And then halfway through that drive, Nussmeier finished that drive with the ones. Then Daniels went with the twos, and Nussmeier went with the twos. So they rotated pretty evenly, but Daniels did go first. So if you want a big takeaway, what I would tell you is if they had to play a game today, Jayden Daniels would start. He would be the first quarterback. I also think they would both play. And I think that's probably going to happen for the first 3 weeks, because after Florida State, you get Southern and New Mexico, and you gotta get these guys reps and figure out what it's going to be for when Mississippi State comes in week 4. But for the offense won the day. In 5 drives, Jayden Daniels in the first possession led the offense to an 8-play, 70-yard touchdown drive. In the second possession, Garrett Nussmeier was a 6-play, 50-yard drive where it finished on a missed 37-yard field goal. That's a problem that nobody's really talking about is, Cade York, the best kicker in program history, you got to replace him, and you missed a 37-yarder. Third possession, again, that's where Daniel started the drive, and then Nussmeier finished the drive. That did end in a made field goal, a made 23-yarder. So they got inside the 10. They got down to the 5-yard line and stalled out and ended up settling for field goal. On the fourth possession, Jayden Daniels led the twos. They went 3 and out, and then Garrett Nussmeier led the twos and some walk-ons, and they did score a touchdown on that drive, a 7-play, 70-yard drive with a touchdown. Nussmeier throwing a touchdown pass to Jayden Jenkins. If you're interested, I did my best to chart every single play. Now, keep in mind, we're on the sideline. The angles aren't great. They did have down markers and first down markers in the sticks, so I did the best that I could charting every single play so I could kind of give you some stats. And both quarterbacks looked really good. Daniels finished 7 of 9 for 93 yards. He had 1 carry for 15 yards. Nussmeier was 8 of 10 for 109. A passing touchdown that I just mentioned to Jayden Jenkins with the twos, and then he ran 2 times for 7 yards. Jayden Jenkins was awesome. 4 catches, 70 yards, and a touchdown. Malik Neighbors, Kyron Lacey, Kayshon Boutte all had 1 reception each. Big plays when they were running with the ones. The first possession, Daniels on the first play threw maybe his most beautiful ball of camp so far. He was looking right, and he threw it to the right sideline, over the cornerback, under the safety. Beautiful ball to Jayden Jenkins. That got him going. It was a 15-yard completion. It was actually Armani Goodwin who got the first reps at running back with the ones. They did face, it was a very nice pass breakup by Colby Richardson on Kayshon Boutte to force a 3rd down, and really nice check down by Jayden Daniels to Mason Taylor for a 7-yard completion, which moved the chains. Kyron Lacey had a 14-yard slant. Malik Neighbors went for 21 yards on a slant out of the slot. Malik Neighbors out of the slot is going to be a mismatch for a lot of linebackers. They got in a goal-to-go situation, handed the ball twice to Noah Cain, and he scored. So with that first offense, you saw Armani Goodwin and Noah Cain. John Emery did come in with the twos in the next possession. I'm checking my notes to make sure. We did not see Emery in any of the series with the ones. So Noah Cain gets a touchdown on the second drive. This is Garrett Nussmeier leading the drive. This would end in a missed field goal, but in the second possession, Nussmeier was 4 of 5 for 48 yards. He ran it 1 time for 2 yards. Jayden Jenkins had a big 23-yard reception. They found Mason Taylor for a 14-yard reception. You notice that They did throw a pass over the middle to John Emery. He bobbled it, caught it for 3 yards. They had a 3rd and 5, threw it deep to Brian Thomas, who was incomplete, and then they missed the 37-yard field goal. First team came back out. Jayden Daniels was sharp again. There was a false start penalty, so they started 1st and 15. He completed a pass to Jayden Jenkins for 15 yards. Then Daniels scrambled for 15 yards. So boom, boom, 30 yards. You're into opponent's territory. Then Kayshon Boutte's only catch, 21 yards over the middle, was phenomenal. Got him down inside the 20. Then they brought in Garrett Nussmeier when they got in the red zone. At that point, really nice play by Major Burns, a tackle for loss on Armani Goodwin. So it's 2nd and 11. They threw a screen, and this is maybe the play of the day. They threw a screen to Armani Goodwin. And I'm telling y'all, we've talked about it. He's 5'8", but he's put on a lot of good weight. Armani Goodwin took a screen on the left side and dump trucked Colby Richardson. I mean, ran him flat over. And he scored, but there were refs, so the refs ruled he stepped out at the 6-yard line. But y'all, Armani Goodwin, like, you can't sleep on him because they're giving him meaningful reps with the ones, and he's making plays against the first defense. Like, that's a takeaway. He's going to play. They got into a goal-to-go situation, and the defense stepped up big. And this is where Mason Smith is going to be a problem for so many. On 3 consecutive snaps, Garrett Dellinger rolled the ball back to Nussmeier. And Brian Kelly talked after the practice, said, look, when he's just snapping, he can snap. We're putting a lot on him, making calls and all this stuff. Really what it is he had a man-child lined up on him. And on 2nd down, Mason Taylor dropped Josh Williams for a 4-yard loss. Basically, Mason Smith took the friggin' handoff. Like, they can't block him. That's going to be a problem, rinse and repeat for every team they play. I know this probably sounds like a broken record and tell me something I don't know, but it's validating. Mason Smith is a problem. They can't block him. So they had a 3rd down. Nussmeier was pressured, ended up running backwards about 30 yards and heaved it into the end zone, and Jay Ward had an interception and just dropped it. So that was not a great look for Nussmeier. They did settle for the 23-yard field goal. The next drive, Jayden Daniels comes out. Noah Cain was back in. This was with the 2s. Cain ran for 4 yards. They completed a screen to Noah Cain. It was read well by the defense. Dropped for no gain. 3rd and 6. It was an incomplete pass. So 3 and out with the 2s with Jayden Daniels. Nussmeier comes back in. And this is when they played some of the guys that were maybe some walk-ons. Nick Demis had a couple of really nice runs. A 12-yard run off the right side. He had a 13-yard run off the left side. They completed a pass to a tight end. I charted it as number 48. Number 48 on the roster is MJ Frazier. So that's who I'm assuming that was, MJ Frazier, who had that catch and run right there as a 13-yard. He's a grad student. So they did throw a 12-yard screen to John Emery, and then beautiful. They did not face a 3rd down on this drive, by the way. They went 12-yard run, 13-yard completion to the tight end. Nussmeier scrambled for 5 yards. A screen to Emery for 12 yards. John Emery ran for 8 yards. Nick Demis ran for 13 yards. And then the touchdown to Jayden Jenkins from the 17-yard line, which was a rope from Nussmeier. Beautiful pass. They went for 2, and Nussmeier threw a beautiful ball to Brian Thomas, which he dropped. So Nussmeier early, I would say, didn't have his best day during the team period early, but during the scrimmage, he was very sharp throwing the football, except for the one he heaved into the end zone that probably should have been picked. That's if people talk about the gunslinger mentality and all that stuff, which I know sounds cliche, it kind of reared its head there, but was very, very good throwing the football. Takeaways, like I mentioned, I think both quarterbacks look really good. Daniels went first. Armani Goodwin undeniably has stepped up, and Noah Cain looks really good. Like, if I had to bet, if they went and were playing a game today, I think Noah Cain would probably be your starter at running back. The receivers, Boutte, Jayden Jenkins, Malik Neighbors, all look so good. Mason Taylor had a couple of really nice catches as Brian Kelly continues to prop him up, and they're giving him opportunities with the ones, and he is delivering as a pass catcher, which is really good to see. Brian Kelly wants to throw to the tight end, and they did that today. So we saw more of Mason Taylor and less of Nick Storrs at tight end. So, it was a good day for the offense. Brian Kelly mentioned yesterday it was a good day for the defense, where the defense came up with a couple of goal line or red zone interceptions, and the offense didn't have as great a day, which you kind of want to see. So it's kind of a two-sided coin, where do you celebrate today because the offense looked really good, or does it make you concerned because the defense didn't? I've told you my opinion of watching this team so far. People ask me, hey, have you changed any? Has your mind changed about anything watching the team? The thing that I'll tell you is I believe the defense is going to be really good. So when the offense has a day like this, I think the offense is doing this against a really good defense. It was nice to see the defense stiffen up inside the 5 and force a field goal, right? I mean, there were back-to-back possessions where in the red zone they forced field goal attempts. They also forced a 3 and out and then gave up 2 touchdowns. But on 4 of the 5 possessions, the offense got into the red zone, and they scored 2 touchdowns, a field goal, and then a missed field goal. So there was good to see from both sides, but mostly I liked seeing the offense move the ball, and so much of it to mitigate the sort of ferocity of the defensive front 7 is moving the quarterback, is moving the pocket, is quick action, and it was creative and it was fun to watch, and I thought the offense really, really looked good today. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.